You're listening to Strange by Nature, your guide to the strange, weird, unbelievable, and improbable wonders of the natural world.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for being here today. I'm Kirk Mona, and joining me are Rachel Gimza and Victoria Thompson. We're all naturalists who together have scoured the world for weird and wonderful wonders, just to please your mammalian brain's desire for novelty. Isn't that nice? Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Wow, it is so good to be here with two of my favorite people.
Oh.
Hello.
And all of you lovely listeners as well. Such wonderful people. I'm going to start things off this week, and I want to tell you a little bit about me. And that is that I love caves.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can probably thank my mom and her sense of adventure. When my brother and I were kids, she took us on all kinds of adventures. And if those adventures led us underground, then so be it.
Kirk, I know what you're
Kirk.
talking about.
Is this ripped from the headlines?
It sure is.
Oh no.
No.
This
Were you
was
gonna
Did
talk
it
about this?
happen?
for the next episode. I had already prepared it. I'd written
Oh,
it
no.
up. It finally happened. Almost.
Oh my gosh, it happened.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here's the
Okay.
thing is like, so Kirk and I are in the same location. So I see him. So he like vaguely, he didn't tell me, but he's like, spiders. And I went, I like didn't do anything, but somebody sent me this topic. And
no.
I like texted Kirk. I'm like, did you say spiders? And he
There's
said,
a certain
yeah.
story
so
that's been going
around.
around.
Woo! Oh no.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on. I got to tell you a little bit about caves before we can get to our main topic here. I went to Mystery Cave in Minnesota when I was a kid because I'm from Minnesota here. That was probably my first cave. I've been back a few times since, but over the years with her and then now as an adult, I've also been in Jewel Cave and Wind Cave in South Dakota. I've been to caves in Colorado and Arizona. I've been in lava tubes in Maui and the Big Island of Hawaii. I've even been to a gold mine in California, which is kind of like a cave. I just love any chance to get underground. I'm down with the underground. Let's put it that way. Now, many of these are well-lit tourist caves, but I've also donned a helmet, crawled on my belly, and gotten muddy through the various caves in Makokata Cave State Park in Iowa. I even led a group of middle schoolers through a private cave as part of an underground adventure club for teens I used to run. I just love being underground. And when my kid was younger, we played a lot of Minecraft together. And it was a great way to spend some time together exploring and creating worlds. And of course, I was attracted to the caves. I remember one particular world we were exploring. I ended up finding a really great natural cave system that I fully mapped and then turned into a tourist attraction, complete with an above-ground hotel with a swimming pool and a beautiful trail that led to the well-lit caves full of signs explaining the names, the different rooms, stairs for easy access to all parts of the cave. Yeah, I mean, I really did it up as like a commercial cave. It was a fun thing to do with my kid when he was little. I had lots of fun. But if you play Minecraft, you know the lights in the caves are not just for decoration.
Right.
Did you know that? They actually
No,
keep
I didn't.
away.
I have never played Minecraft.
Yeah, you have to have lights on there to keep away the spiders. Cave spiders are a thing in Minecraft. They are large and venomous or poisonous, as the game calls them. That's a fail, Mojang. Shame on you. Better fix that. Anyhow, spiders are something you can find in caves in Minecraft. But I got to be honest, I don't recall ever seeing one in any of the many caves and mines I've visited. I'm sure a few were there hanging out in some nooks and crannies, but I just haven't noticed them. Yeah. And I've never encountered like a wall-sized spider web like you see in the opening of Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. Or
National
like
Treasure.
Or like from Lord of the Rings, she loves
Yes,
Slayer.
like she loves, yeah, exactly. Now, that was either in the book Two Towers, or because I'll be a huge pedant and there's a lot of nerds out there, I need to point out that Shelob is in the book The Two Towers, but in the movie Return of the King, different between the book and the movie.
Good point. Yeah, she's at the end of the Two Towers book.
Yeah, so then they kind of stretched where the stories split there. That's not important at all to what we're talking about today, but I know someone listening named Ashley would notice that. So
She absolutely wouldn't.
I'm just
She
going to
would
say,
tell
Ashley, take a
us.
deep breath. We'll get through this together.
Love you, Ashley.
My point is that I've never encountered one of these walls of spider webs in my life underground, and they make great creepy effects in movies, but they aren't really seen in reality. Or are they? Exactly.
Okay, also, I would like to raise you too, Kirk. A lot of the caves you listed are well-traversed, like...
True. Lots of people are in them. I've also been in some caves that many people have not been in, and I still have not had to walk through, walls of spider webs and such. But recently documented in the October 25th edition of the journal Subterranean Biology.
There it is.
That's right. There it is. Oh, I feel so bad right now. Not only ripped it from the headlines, but ripped it away from
journal
Victoria.
Name, though.
I know. It's a
so
great
good.
journal name. It was, I will note also, just in time for Halloween, they put this out. The researchers documented what may be the largest spider web in the world that was in a cave. And here's what we know.
It's so wild.
Scientists from the Czech Speleological Society were exploring a sulfur cave on the border between Albania and Greece. I guess the entrance to the cave is in Greece, but technically most of the cave is actually in Albania. And so first off, what is a sulfur cave? Sulfur caves are fascinating in their own right and probably the last place I would expect to find spiders. Sulfur caves are pretty nasty. Sulfur
Do
caves
they smell like rotten?
Yes.
Gross.
Yes. Very much
they
so.
smell bad. They form when groundwater has dissolved hydrogen sulfide in it. So that's going to smell pretty bad right there. And as it percolates through the rock, it can eventually reach a layer of oxygenated groundwater. And when they mix, hydrogen sulfide becomes sulfuric acid.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, which you may know is pretty nasty stuff. If the rock in that area is a carbonaceous rock, then the sulfuric acid sets to work literally dissolving the rock and forming caves. What's also wild about this is that the chemical that results from the sulfuric acid breaking down the rocks is carbonic acid, which can also break down rocks.
Right.
So that's pretty wild.
So
and what that means
is the floor of these caves, is it just acid?
I mean, it could be, depending on how much you have there. So basically, these caves can form on the order of just thousands of years rather than tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years. So they're pretty fast forming caves, although it's still, 2,000 years or so, but that's fast for a cave.
Right.
In the case of the cave we're talking about, it actually has a stream running through the floor that would probably be, it was contained a lot of sulfur and smelled bad and was probably very acidic. So here's the thing. Caves in general aren't super hospitable places to live. There's no light and thus no plants, and so you're missing out on two really important elements of life. Life does exist in caves, though, and scientists love to study life forms that can survive in these extreme conditions. Sulfur caves are even more extreme, and many of them contain sulfur dioxide gas in the air as well, which can be toxic to most life. I will note in the pictures I saw from this cave, people were just walking around with, no kind of respirators on or anything.
Right.
Although I'm sure it smelled very bad.
It probably smelled real bad. I think the name for the river, I think the stream comes out of here and goes into the river, and it was called something like the Stinking River or something like that. So this whole area has a lot of these kind of lovely smells. Where most of our story takes place here was near the entrance to the cave. So still dark, not at the entrance, but this is not deep inside the cave. This was kind of toward the entrance.
But there was still no light.
Yeah, but still no light. Very key. So thinking of how inhospitable this place was, imagine the surprise of researchers when they found not just one spider, but approximately 111,500 of them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of spiders.
Spiders.
Okay, it's not only
So many spiders.
I'm not gonna spoil it because you both know this. It's so cool.
Now, This was found by one group of people who reported back that they had found this, and then another group went in specifically, I think, to study these spiders. So this was several different, trips these were discovered over. And what these scientists found was a spider colony making up what very well could be the largest spider web in the world. They actually referred to it as a spider megacity, which is an insane thing to call something.
Okay, but like it's 111,000, over 111,000 spiders, which is more spiders than there are like in some towns. My last town had a fraction of it.
You mean more spiders than there are people in some towns?
Spiders than there are people.
Yeah, okay. Like, because you literally said, that's more spiders than there are in some towns. And I'm like,
oh, no. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I forgot a word, and the word was people.
There you go.
For context, I lived in a town of about 200.
And
so
111,500 is more than 200.
Yes.
That's fair.
It is.
Now, this colonial web that was in this cave spanned over 1,140 square feet, or about 106 square meters. Now, for perspective,
it's a good sized apartment.
Yeah, I wanted to put something into perspective. So, if the spider web was one Rachel tall, okay,
beautiful.
That would be 5'4" for those playing at home. It would then be about 214 feet long, which is mind blowing.
A lot of web.
That is. If you're more of a
214 Rachels?
No. It would be one Rachel tall, 214 feet long.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
I mean, that's less than 214 Rachels.
Yeah, I don't know how many Rachels wide that would be, but we're not going to, that would be impolite to comment on.
Thank you.
Yes. If you're more of a comparison kind of person, it's larger than an entire pickleball court, or about half the size of a tennis court. So that's a big. It's a damn big spider web, is what it is. It's real big.
And it's that's big.
Now there is more weirdness going on here. First up is that the web is made by more than one species of spider.
Yes.
Which is bizarre. The primary responsible spiders are.
Do you know why it's bizarre?
I gotta save these now. Here we go. Tegenaria. I think it's Tegenaria domestica. Tegenaria. Thank you. Tegenaria domestica, which is the domestic house spider.
Barn funnel weaver is what it says.
Yeah, they have two names. Yeah. So that's one. The other one is domestic house spider. And then I'm gonna try this one. The Prenarigon vagans. How would you say it, Victoria?
Prenarigoni vagans.
Yeah,
probably.
One of those. Now, what's wild about these spiders is that they are not new to science. They are fairly well-known spiders, but they don't usually nest with each other.
No.
That's
and why is that?
Very strange.
Why is that?
I mean, because they'd probably eat each other.
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
The bigger one eats the smaller one.
Yeah. But not here. Very strange. It doesn't make any sense. So these two species have formed basically a colonial megacity. And apparently what's gone on is these spiders have discovered that there's a species of midge that breeds in the sulfur-rich stream that flows through the cave. And you've likely all seen midges before if you've ever gone for a walk or a bike ride near a pond. You've seen those little clouds of insects above the water in the spring, or maybe biked right through one and been like, as they go all up your nose and everything. Those are midges. When the midges in this cave hatch, they discover that the walls above them are covered in a spider megacity with over 100,000 spiders waiting to eat them for lunch. And that's just wild. Rachel's making a very disapproving face right now. I will say researchers also discovered there's actually 3 more species of spiders in this cave. They're not necessarily part of the megacity, but there are 3 other species that were living in the cave as well. So that's lots and lots and lots of spiders. And the scientists speculate in the paper that what we're actually witnessing is a possible start to speciation, and that over time, these cave-dwelling spiders may become distinct from their non-cave-dwelling relatives. Indeed, DNA analysis already shows that they are a distinct population that is different from their relatives outside of the cave, but we can still recognize them as the same species. In time, they may become completely different species due to the evolutionary pressures of living in such a different environment. And that's what I have for you
Kirk,
today. But if you know more, Victoria, tell us more.
You didn't mention that.
What did I mention?
Not only do these midges breed in the sulfuric streams,
Yeah.
they are part of a chemoautotrophic food web.
That is also true. Tell us about that, Victoria.
Yeah.
Okay, so this, as you mentioned, caves are not generally places where there's a lot of stuff to eat because there's no sunlight.
Correct.
But there are bacteria that can use hydrogen sulfide as an energy source. And these type of bacteria are the same. I mean, I don't know if it's the same exact type of bacteria, but the same resource strategy as bacteria near undersea volcanic vents.
Yeah, yeah.
So they can use the energy in the hydrogen sulfide bonds to fuel their lives. And then they form these mats. And then the mats are eaten by the midge larvae.
What?
And they're not only midges, there's a whole bunch of other
So cool. Yeah.
other types of animals that are in this ecosystem. But yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's like there's so much to this. There's so much going on here because you basically have a whole ecosystem that is thriving and living there that's not standard.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing about it is normal. And it's fabulous.
I also wanted to mention that, have you heard of trypophobia?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Is it
That's the fear
whole
of
one?
little things with lots of little holes in it.
Yeah.
People hate it.
Yeah, I feel like this web is
Oh,
just
it's
sort
so
of
bad.
the
They're all
intersection of
funnel
arachnophobia
weavers, yeah.
and trypophobia, because these are all funnel weavers, and the web is just made up of a whole
Full of
bunch of
holes.
interconnected funnel webs. So there are lots of little holes, and each hole has a spider.
Now, there is footage I've seen online this week that's been connected to this story. I couldn't verify that it's actually from inside this cave, but it's of a person putting their hand up to the wall.
And I was
and,
about
like,
to ask,
pushing-
it
It is.
waving.
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
It is? Oh, no.
And it looks like the wall is almost made of
it's
like
moving.
It was
looks
described
awful.
as spongy in texture.
Yeah.
It's
I hate
full of
that.
tiny dead midge bodies and like cave rock debris. It's so icky looking. The New York Times has a good article covering this, and with some extra material and some videos. Yeah, it's really a bit stomach churning, to be honest, and I kind of like spiders.
You don't want to like cut a big section out and wrap yourself up like a blanket?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
Wow, I hate that.
Look, folks, we've been doing this podcast for almost 250 episodes now. I've never seen Victoria make that particular abhorrent face with all the things we've talked about. That was the one that got her.
Yeah, this is like seriously one of the creepiest things I've seen. I mean, it's super cool,
It's so cool.
but it's creepy as all get out.
Yeah. I'm really glad that I messaged about like the topic because it was
Oh, I'm so sorry I scooped you, Victoria.
very
Well, the thought passed through my head that maybe I should. It was here and it was gone, and
I know the
I
rip
didn't
from the
act on
headlines are always dangerous.
yeah. Okay. Well,
I'll say my source for this week was the aforementioned journal article, and then also some background information from Wikipedia.
yeah, and mine was the journal article and the New York Times article. So
There you go. Oh my gosh! Well, that's about as close as we've ever come there to coming the same episode.
Yeah.
Oh dear! I don't know what we'll do next week.
yeah, just a little peek behind the scenes, folks. We record 2 episodes at a time, so I'm a little bit up creek without a paddle for our next episode. I have an idea though, which we're gonna discuss in the break.
Interesting.
Phenomenal.
Interesting. Well, we're going to take a break and we'll come right back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Just a quick note before we jump into Rachel's episode here. We have 2 new patrons.
Yeah,
I want to say thank you to.
Thank you.
We've been talking about the fun stuff going on over on Patreon, how you can get some, bonus material. And we had 2 new folks jump on that. We have Carol, who joined at the part of the Armadillo Squad, and also Tegan, who joined as part of the Armadillo Squad. And I think if I'm reading correctly, Tegan is from Australia, or is paying in Australian dollars. So probably loves hearing all about
That's so exciting.
Australia. we do love Australia.
Yes,
So
we do.
So
Carol
wild.
and Tegan, thank you for joining. We appreciate you. I hope I catch everybody, that I don't know if I said, thank you to folks like Phoenix and
Oh,
Elizabeth
that's my brother.
and Jenny and someone who goes by the letter R. That's all I know. Beth, Steve, Chloe, Eric, Liv. Hey, Liv. Kim, Maya, Ashley. You got this. Someone whose name I absolutely cannot say on the air after that. That is, wow, you have quite a username on Patreon. So just these are the people. That was astounding. I can't say what it says. These are the people who help support this show that you all listen to. And we appreciate all of you guys for doing that. So folks who sign up at the shortest level, the first tier, get all the episodes ad-free. Those who are at the 2 higher tiers get some of the extra stuff, like some of the bonus content and things like that. So if you want to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/strangebynature. We love and appreciate you. But now we're going to get on with Rachel. And we did have a little pause during the break. And we decided that since Victoria and I had the same topic this week, essentially, or this recording sesh, and we were both we're sharing that topic this week. So Rachel, we're going to have you go and give us your topic. And then next week, Victoria will do the topic she was going to do this week.
Yes.
That sound fair?
That's the plan.
By the way, I did a little
right.
bit of really fast math. We've been doing this this is our 249th episode.
That's
now,
right.
barring the fact that we've had a couple like one-off episodes, about like 5, right? 4 or 5. With that, and like we've had a few like just 2 topics, and we had a couple where it was 4. It's just a whole thing. We've done a total of around 720 topics, and it took us that many topics for us to double up. And it was
I know some
because
people
it
have
was
been
a
waiting.
recent news
They're like,
story.
when is it going to happen?
Yeah. I think I've learned my lesson.
Oh, that's why I texted Kirk being like, did you mention spiders? Because if so, then I'm not doing this. Oh my gosh. Took over 700 topics for us to be able to double up, which is just wild.
There's a lot of weird nature out there, folks.
Oh, there is, and there's so much more. Do you want to hear
So much
about
more to go.
another one?
I want to hear about more, Rachel. What do you got?
All right. So, Kirk, a few weeks ago, even last week, actually, you were discussing some particulars around the Pleistocene epic in regards to
love it,
the
yeah.
megafauna that was found in
Yes.
North America at the
Megafauna.
time. Yes. Now, on the show, we've covered at least one surviving megafauna from the Pleistocene on the show.
Okay.
We talked about the moose way back in episode
Elsie's,
18.
That was episode 18?
That was episode 18.
Seems like yesterday.
Oh,
I mean,
right?
moose are mega.
Yes, they are. Oh. Now, Victoria, you've covered mammoths and the recent extinction of them, and Kirk, you talked a little bit about the potential of de-extinction in regards to the mammoth.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's still quite a few animals that are around today that were around during the Pleistocene that are not necessarily considered megafauna in the same way.
Lots and lots of them, in fact.
Yes. One of which is actually thought to be influenced by some of the megafauna that you talked about a few weeks ago. Your topic actually reminded me of a different topic, which I'm super excited to talk about today.
You mentioned this briefly, yes.
I did mention it very, very briefly. I was like, oh, neither of you know anything about this. I'm going to hold it. Oh, well, fabulous. So I'm going to talk about it today. I've been lucky enough to see these in person in the wild. In North America, we have the second fastest land animal on the planet. We've got Pronghorn.
The pronghorn.
The pronghorn. Now, let's paint a picture. Overall, pronghorn are very reminiscent of deer. They are ungulates. They're two-toed. And they have a similar body shape to that of an antelope or a deer with four legs and running, and their face and everything is very similar looking. However, their most closely related living ancestor, most closely related relative is the giraffe.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. They're not actually...
That was not what I thought you were going to say.
It's not, no. So, yeah, they're most closely related to the giraffe. They're actually the only living being in their family anymore, not actually related to deer or to what people equate them with, which is antelope. I know I just did it, but they are not actually closely related to.
As in the song Where the Deer and the Antelope Play?
Exactly. Completely wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. They also say buffalo in that particular song, and we don't have buffalo. We have bison.
That would be the song Home on the Range for those not familiar.
Right.
Yes.
So pronghorn, at about they are on average around 4.5 feet long and are 3 feet high at the shoulder. Max weight tends to be about 150. Males and females look about the same, and their size is about the same. The only thing that is really different is their horns, which I'll talk about in a little bit. They have a more angular head shape than most deer, which is fine because they're not deer.
Fair enough.
It looks like you took a deer's, a white-tailed deer's face. You made it boxier and more angular, and that is kind of what the pronghorn's face is.
So kind of like a giraffe?
Yes, I would. Okay. A giraffe, but narrower. It's just a little more squat.
Giraffe heads are just massive in their own right. So
exactly. Overall, they've got a brown tannish coat with a white collar around their shoulders and chest, and then they have a pretty significant white rump. So big white spots on their butt. Yeah. Both males and females have the iconic looking horns. They are horns. They're not
that's wild. Not antlers.
Right. They are horns. The bone, it has a flat bone sheath that protrudes from the frontal skull, which is then covered with a keratinized sheath, which in their giraffe cousins is actually covered in skin. There is the difference between horns and antlers is antlers are bone all the way through versus a horn is a keratinized sheath around a section of bone. However, one thing that is weird about that is their prongs, their horns face towards their butt rather than forward, which is typical for most ungulates.
Interesting.
Because you
Makes
would
them more
think you would use them.
aerodynamic, right?
It does, but also
I'm sure the effect is negligible.
it really is, and that isn't what they really use their
No.
horns for in the first place, and they don't really use them in like defense mechanism either.
Okay.
They're kind of there. And then they have the iconic little prong as part of it that goes a little forward. As they get older, that prong is just keratin, so it will actually like grow and like change and branch off a little bit.
Okay.
And that is one thing that is different. Males and females both have the horns, but males are much larger and more obvious than the females. So the females are much shorter, about half the size.
Gotcha. Okay.
Another thing that's really amazing about pronghorns is their eyesight. We talk, as naturalists, we talk quite a bit about birds and their eyesight. I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the show multiple different times. Pronghorns, their habitat is the grasslands and prairies and deserts of more western North America. So they have to have some pretty amazing eyesight in order to sense any danger on those plains. So their eyes are set fairly high on their skull, kind of a little forward facing, but not completely. And because of how large their eyes are, as well as where they are placed, it gives them a 320-degree field of vision.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, for those of you counting, a circle is 360. Owls can go, what, is it 220?
When they turn their head.
When they turn their heads,
yeah.
270 maybe at the most. Yeah.
So they have a better field of vision than an owl.
And they don't have to turn their head to get it, presumably. It's just 'cause
They
of how
don't.
their eyes are
I mean,
placed.
that's fairly typical for prey animals, that they're going to want to have a wide, they're sacrificing some of their distance accuracy for a wider field of view.
Oh, but are they?
Are they what?
Are they sacrificing that distance for that
I'm
field
guessing
of vision?
not completely, because you said their eyes also face a bit forward.
Yeah. They can see movement up to 4 miles away. They
That
can
is
see
insane.
movement. For those of
Wow.
you who don't use the imperial system, it is almost 6.5 kilometers in distance
That's
that
pretty
they
good.
can see movement especially along the plains. But it makes sense because like they're in wide grassland and basins and
Yeah, man.
flats and such. If you can see a predator coming at you and see any sort of movement, that
That's
gives you
the
plenty
key.
of time.
Yep.
Now-
Get away.
That's pretty helpful, especially since they're not really built for winter. So they migrate. They actually make a fairly long migration between where their feeding grounds are. The other piece of it is they need to be able to eat grasses and forbs and things like that.
Mhm.
So they
How
make
far are they migrating?
300 miles.
Oh, wow.
Oof.
It's a long walk.
And that's one
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, yeah.
They're making
yeah.
a 300-mile migration
Okay.
twice a year.
Is some
Overall-
of that elevation based as well then?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Overall, pronghorn are a super cool animal, right? Especially considering, again, they're the second fastest animal on the planet, going up to speeds of 55 to 60 miles an hour,
Jeez.
which
wow.
is very
fast.
fast. For a reminder, cheetahs, which I covered ages ago,
Yeah.
can go anywhere from 75 to 80 miles an hour, depending on which source you're using.
Wow.
However, cheetahs are not able to sustain that particular speed for very long. It's
Right, it's a
like
burst.
it is very much a burst. They are sprinters. Pronghorn can, however, sustain their top speed for up to a half mile.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
I mean,
they are
you just,
going. They
you
can
don't
get
have
up
to be able to run forever. You just have to outrun the predators.
Yeah.
And so they can sustain that 60 mile an hour for a half mile. And then, so that's what? You're going 30 miles
In half an hour. Yeah.
in half an hour. And
It's like the old saying, Rachel, you don't have to be able to outrun a bear. You just have to be able to outrun the other people you're hiking with.
yeah, because like as they get a
That's
little
terrible.
slower, it is really bad. Yeah. Well, as they get slower, they can sustain that speed much longer. So they can go 35 miles an hour for a mile and a half. They can go, yeah,
Wow.
they can go
35
45 miles an hour for a mile. Like, insane. Absolutely awful. But why? What's the purpose?
Well, you kind of hinted at this before, but it involves predators.
It does.
Nowadays, you would think that would be like a mountain lion.
Or coyotes, which is actually their main predator. Coyotes
Really?
is mostly
Some
their main
badass
predator.
coyotes.
Well, think about it. Like, they're mostly in the grasslands and deserts and such. Mountain lions don't really hang out in those spaces.
Yeah.
But coyotes can't get even close to that level of speed, you know?
Yeah,
Not even close. Well, one of the top hypotheses at the moment is that they were in a literal speed race with the North American cheetah over millions of years. So, like, the fastest pronghorn were able to escape the cheetah and thus survive to reproduce. And then the ones who caught the pronghorn, the fastest cheetah, then were able to survive and pass those genes on and such.
So even though we don't have the North American cheetah, which I think we talked about wasn't actually a cheetah, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I think we did.
But
yeah.
like even though it's extinct, we probably have a pretty good idea of how fast they were based on the pronghorn speed, which is
exactly
so cool. Cool.
Very cool. I love science. It has been shown as well that the North American cheetah didn't necessarily only subsist on the pronghorn. Like, other predators, other of the big cats that North America once had, also ate pronghorn. Because, I mean, there were more wolves.
There's a
there
lot
were
of them,
a lot more bears. There were the North American lions. Like, so there was other probably fast-moving predators, but not as fast as the North American cheetah. And that was like the distinct link, I should say, that scientists have been looking into as like a literal arms race of who can be the fastest. I mean, we're seeing it in Africa with the pronghorn, or with the antelope and the gazelle. Is it gazelle? I think it's the gazelle, and cheetah itself. It's really cool that the animals that we're seeing today, one, survived the end of the Ice Age, past their, like, potentially their primary predators. Now they can go so fast, but, like, they don't really need to anymore.
Yeah.
But it does give us a glimpse of just what life could have been like at that time. It's really, really fascinating.
Very cool.
Their pronghorn are really cool. I've seen them in person, and they're really amazing. They're actually the logo for the mammalogists of North America, I think. They're on that logo, the official animal, which is really cool.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. I will say though that even though they are extremely fast, because the fact that they have put so much into going fast for good chunks of distance, they did have to sacrifice, so they are not good at jumping. So they have been impacted by.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah,
That's a fair trade.
They can run,
It
they
is
can't jump.
they can run, they cannot jump, which they have been impacted by a lot of like fences that have been put up with ranchers and things.
Interesting.
Because they can't jump over the fences. They've actually been found going at speed, going underneath the fence, which
Whoa.
wild choice. Understood, wild thing to do. So there's actually been some movement about how to help the pronghorn through with what was it? I believe it was non-barbed wire, like first chain or whatever. The first wire on the bottom isn't actually barbed, which could be really good. But that's what I have for you both this week. I wanted to talk about pronghorn antelope. They're not antelope, but
People call them antelope, though.
they do call them antelope. They have a couple different names, but yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. My sources were Wikipedia, National Geographic, National Federation of Wildlife, the University of Wyoming Extension, PBS, and last but not least, the article published in 2022 from Science Direct, Were Pronghorns Primary Prey of North American Cheetahs? By Pennylyn Higgins, Julie Meechin, and David Lovelace.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is where I would normally
move
to my topic, but
right?
We're not going to do that.
No. Because you and Kirk did the same. Oh,
I'm so terrified that next week Victoria's going to take my topic. So we'll see what happens.
Turnabout's fair play, Kirk.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Well, then I guess that is the end of the episode. Thanks everyone for listening.
And you can come back next week to see if that happens.
Woo! It finally happened. 700 episodes or 700 topics in.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wild. Thanks everybody. See you
Thanks
next
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for listening to today's show. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes drop every Wednesday, and we love sharing this strange world with all our listeners. If you would be so kind as to leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcasts, that would be great. It lets other lovers of the strange discover the show. You can reach us by searching for Strange by Nature Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. You can send us an email as well. Our address is contact@strangebynaturepodcast.com. If you want more information about the show, you can check out our website, strangebynaturepodcast.com, and you can support the show and get ad-free episodes at patreon.com/strangebynature. Until next week, get outside, stay curious, and embrace the strange.